I would love to hear what you're most excited about in terms of HR tech advancements, either from today or just, kind of theoretically, like, is there anything that really gets you excited right now?
I mean, a lot. We're here, right?
Yeah.
So it's overwhelming. There are hundreds of vendors, a lot of innovation, a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz. So in the HR tech space, there's so much to get excited about. I'll narrow it down to maybe a couple for me personally. At PepsiCo, we're primarily a SaaS, software as a service, HR tech stack, okay? And it's interesting, in Josh Berson's keynote yesterday, he said 2 years ago he got bored with HR tech. And that really resonated with me because SaaS providers, they're not the most agile, right? Traditionally.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm a proponent of the fully integrated suite. But sometimes they lack capability, and you have these niche providers that are coming in and taking your lunch, right? And so, yeah, it was frustrating. But then what happened? Gen AI came on the scene, and I've seen a noted difference in them accelerating their product roadmap. Gen AI, conversational AI, co-pilot stuff, conversational AI, chatbots, right? And so I'm excited about that because we're going to benefit from it. It's likely not going to move as quickly as we wanted to. Also, I don't expect them to be on par with the best in breed. I do want them to be very close, right? And so I'm excited about that. The other thing I would add is agentic AI, which is the new buzz.
Yeah.
So Gen AI and conversational AI, that's yesterday. Now it's agentic AI. So it's this concept of a conversational AI, but transactional. Right, so it's taking you through the workflows and the automation and actually completing transactions end to end. So we're going to be looking into that very, very heavily.
Yeah, I think it's exciting that AI kind of came on the scene, and although it's kind of a big chunk and a big topic, I think it's also prompted just kind of what you're saying, vendors and also customers of HR tech to identify a lot of problem statements and if there's going to be this new tech rolling out, let's throw it at this, let's use it for this. And so I think it lighted a fire.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. And it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's sometimes confusing. There's so many to choose from.
Yep.
But it's a good problem to have in a way.
Yeah.
Right. We just have to be very diligent in how we select the right tools that's fit for purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have anything that you've done over the last couple years, like kind of successes or something? When other HR leaders are listening to this and they're like, something you would be like, hey, guess what we pulled off, or guess what really made our employees happy. Something like that.
There's a lot. There's a lot over my 20-year career, and I don't say that to pat myself on the back.
No.
But tech enables, right? It makes you more productive, more efficient. It informs. It allows you to make decisions based on real data. I will pick an initiative that I'm currently working on in PepsiCo.
Great.
And it's only 20% done, but it's already been transformative. Okay. And so I'll give you the stats. It's about 20% done. It takes us through to completion Q3 of next year. So right now, 30,000 or so frontline associates have been impacted, and about 130 sites. So our frontline associates, I mentioned before, right, supply chain folks, go to market, they utilize a time and attendance system that is archaic, it's old, okay? And so we're migrating them to a next-gen digital platform. And it's been transformative, okay? And so think of mobile first, digital. So on your personal device, you can see your digital schedule, right? You can call out for if you're sick, or you can actually shift swap. So, hey, I got an appointment, I can't make it. You put it out there in the posting board, all digitally, all on your mobile device. And not just scratching the surface, right? We're just getting them on and doing some table stakes stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to mature, and Gen AI is going to be embedded in there as well. So incredibly excited. It's been amazingly transformative, and it's a story we love to share with anybody that asks.
I bet that the managers really appreciate that as much as the person doing the shift swap or something like that. I can think of times where somebody's like, I had to send my manager a text to change this. Like,
yes,
the manager probably is really glad to have this new tech.
The managers, the crewers, think about the old process where, okay, they got all this stuff in via text or a phone call,
Yeah.
and they put it all down on paper, and they're trying to, okay, I'll put this person here and this person here. Now it's all digital, and the AI is built in to show you where the open slots are.
Nice.
All right, and it's also based on the skills and capability of the person. So if they're applying for a shift that they don't have the skill set, it doesn't even come up. It's not applicable.
Great.
Right? It's all built in, and it's it's pretty exciting.
That's a really good point, because we've talked a lot about skills, over the last year, and definitely at this event. So that's really kind of a cool thing that I think the readers would want to know, to draw out some attention to the fact that you said that certain shifts pop up. So this is, I kind of mentioned there's a lot coming fast. One of the things you said is some things seem to be coming fast but moving slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any challenges that you see, or have you been able to wrap your head around challenges or concerns?
Yeah, I mean, adoption is not always easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so change management is always a big thing in terms of new technology. So when you think about these SaaS providers, they're typically based on best practices in terms of how you do something end to end. And you juxtapose that to what you may be doing today, and it could be completely different.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's a tweak. In other cases, it's a complete overhaul. And that's hard for HR at times. It's change management. It's hard to adopt. So that's sometimes a little painful, but not insurmountable. I would say AI, responsible AI, obviously, is a big theme. Transparency, non-bias. And so at PepsiCo, we have 9 guidelines, including transparency, fairness, not being biased, in terms of when we onboard any AI technology. It goes through a pretty robust governance committee. So that sometimes slows things down. That sometimes eliminates some things, but we have to do it. So those are 2 challenges that we see day to day.
That's really great. And I was actually going to ask you, my next question was going to be if you have any advice for anyone. And I think this idea of like a governance process, there are still plenty of companies out there struggling with that. Like how do we put this into place with AI? Because you're thinking you've got enterprise, but you've also got people using things that they pick up out and about, ChatGPT is a perfect example. Could you maybe that'll be a great bit of advice, how did that get formed, and is that an ever-changing governance policy, and who contributes to that within the organization?
So our head of strategy and transformation was the catalyst, working with our legal team to do this, and she represents PepsiCo with government agencies and Congress and so forth, in terms of, hey, how is PepsiCo as an organization taking this seriously and doing the right due diligence in terms of AI? So she spearheaded that committee, and it's a committee of cross-functional experts in legal and IT and in HR as well. And so it came together really nicely, and that's the committee.